Hold on 1 minute. What up, everyone? Welcome. Today I'm just gonna pretty much predict these games and through the playoffs, using this program. Hopefully you'll enjoy. Like I said, I'm gonna predict every game, plus, and then we're gonna predict the Super Bowl all the way up to the Super Bowl. Every game up to the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl. So this should be exciting stuff. We're gonna start in just 1 minute, and it may not be that long, literally, but that's the idea. You get the idea. I know it's probably a little staticky or whatever, but my fan's on, and I know I'm gonna turn it off because we're gonna be on for at least probably the next 30 minutes, probably. I'm not 100% sure, but probably around about the next 30 minutes. And I don't want to turn it off right yet. Get this done. We will get started today. Alright, I think we have it set, done, ready to go. I'm gonna start it now. Welcome. I'm, of course, Chris Chastain. If you didn't know, which most of you probably did, I would be shocked for ones that did not know. Actually, talking about it. Of course, I'm on this new microphone, so let me know some thoughts on it. If there are any. Let me know any whatever problems there might be if you see them in the chat. I kind of have the chat up. I'm not fully. The chat isn't the most important thing right this second. Let me get this out. On Twitterverse, and then we'll get right into it. We're gonna start with the AFC and go into the NFC. I will get started now. This is how this is gonna work. I'm gonna go through AFC. I'm gonna go through these games. I'm actually gonna go through some possibilities too. So stay tuned for that. I'm not just gonna predict them and be done. The AFC, then we'll move to the NFC side. Right now at the 1 seed, it's the New England Patriots. Checking, make sure you can see them. Okay, yes. At 2, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course. 3, the Jacksonville Jaguars. 4, at 4 is the Kansas City Chiefs. At the 5 is the Baltimore Ravens, and of course at the 6th, the Tennessee Titans. I don't like the Titans as the 6th seed, but here we go. Chiefs Broncos. I think the Chiefs will win that game. I don't think it'll be very close. If it were going to be close, it's going to be because the Chiefs turned back into their old selves, which I'm doubtful of. I will check every now and then just make sure nobody's made a comment. We'll do that in a couple of games. Anyway, I couldn't see them losing to this Denver Broncos team. This Denver Broncos team is not very good. everybody knows it by now. There's a reason why they're 5-10, 5-10 right now. So this prediction goes right, it'll be 5-11. Raiders Chargers. This is one of the bigger games. I don't know if you have any problems viewing. Let me know if you have any problems viewing this. I'll check back in a minute. Raiders Broncos. Raiders Chargers. Excuse me. I think this is a huge game, but I like the Chargers in this game. I don't see this game being very competitive. The Raiders have been the Raiders. They're just average. They're meh. I doubt that they'll put up a competition in this game. I'm taking the Chargers in this game. Is it possible that they could upset the Los Angeles Chargers? Yes, but it is unlikely. Which I would have never said. I would have never thought the Raiders would finish third. I thought the worst case scenario for the the Oakland Raiders is second, and I thought they'd finish first because I didn't expect the Chiefs to go on this kind of that run at the beginning of the season to pretty much make them the clear-cut runner-up. So with those two games in, you now have Ravens and Chargers at the 5 and 6, and no changes at the 1 through 4. The 1 through 4 is pretty much set, and you'll know why in a minute, but there's no changes that can really be made. Texans Colts. I'm gonna pick this game. I'm just gonna pick the Colts. I like them better right now. Jacoby Brissett is closer to what yes, Jacoby Brissett was better than we originally thought. I'm going to take the Colts in this game. I don't like Tom Savage or any other Texan quarterback. I mean, it's quite clear. Next game, another huge game. Dolphins, Bills. I'm taking the Dolphins in this one because I think the Bills, I said before 2 or 3 weeks ago that the Dolphins and Bills would split. I still believe that. That is why I'm picking the Dolphins in this game. And the Bills didn't look good last week. Even though I know that they kind of got screwed over in the game, but still, I still didn't like the way they looked in that game. I'm taking the Dolphins in this game. Not saying the Dolphins look better, but I'm taking the Dolphins in this game for that reason. Patriots, Jets. I like the Patriots this game. Maybe the Jets. Maybe it gets close, but I doubt it. I'd take the Patriots. Ravens, Bengals. Last week. This is a totally different week. It's a totally different team. I like the Ravens this week. Alright, now you have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Unless Pittsburgh rests players, which they shouldn't because it's a 4:25 game and they still have a chance to win the division or win the conference and move on. If that happens, they win. So I'm going to pick the Patriots and I'm going to pick the Steelers because I don't see them mention their players. I think there's just about a 1% chance it happens. I don't think it'll happen. I'm taking Steelers in that game, and that's the only way they're going to win the game. And then Jaguars, Titans. This team could make a case for benching their players. Jacksonville Jaguars. For that reason, I'm going to take the Titans, pending that I check and see what the update is. One moment now, I'm checking something. I'm gonna take the Titans in this game. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Titans in this game. I was gonna take the Jaguars, but I just don't. I don't know if they're gonna start their players because they can't move, they can't go up, they can't go down. So I'm taking the Titans in that game. I need the Titans to win that game, actually. That would help their chances. I don't want to see the Titans in the playoffs, but at the same time, I'd rather see them than the Chargers for different reasons. But I think this is what I think is going to happen. Of course, you could have the Bengals upsetting the Ravens, which changes the narrative. You have Titans and then Ravens, or you have the Ravens at the 5. Either way, it looks like the Ravens are getting in. Another possibility that would quite be meaningless. And the Bills, if the Bills win, they would be in over the Ravens. That's the only way the Ravens miss. Which is possible because the Dolphins aren't good. But I see that as unlikely. That's pretty much your playoff scenarios right there, unless this is your playoffs right here, or excuse me, right there, in my opinion. Unless for some reason that happens, or unless that happens, that happens. If the Bengals will upset the Ravens, and then you have a flip-flop. But either way, that's where I'm leaning towards. It doesn't do any good to the top 1 through 4 as long as if the Patriots win 1 through 4 is set, which I think will happen. That's for the AFC side. Let's get to the NFC side. Alright, NFC. Saints, Bucks. I got Saints. I don't think it'll be a very close football game. I have it 35-24 Saints. Jameis Winston has been playing better, and he'll play a little better this game, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat the Saints. If the Saints are who we think they are, no, the Saints need to win convincingly, which I think they will. Eagles, Cowboys. The Eagles rest their players. I'm going to give the Cowboys the win either way. Panthers, Falcons, game of the week, in my opinion, and in most opinions. I have the I have the Falcons winning this game. Panthers are locked for that 5 seed. They could very well bench starters. They shouldn't. Well, no, they won't. Never mind, they won't, because they're still up in grabs for the division. Excuse me, because the Saints, they all play at the same time. So I keep on thinking most games are at 125. Excuse me. I've still got the Falcons in that game. I don't like either wild card spot to go anywhere far. You know what I mean? I'm going to take the Falcons in this game, though. It's at home. It's in Atlanta. Their offense stunk last week. I expect it to be much better. Can't get much worse than it was last week. Falcons win that game. Redskins, Colts. I like Redskins, Giants. I like the Giants. I like the Redskins just because the Giants are a mess right now. Even with the Dave Gettleman hire, doesn't mean anything this week. So I like the Redskins this week, even though they're terrible at the offensive line. But still, I like the Redskins this week. Gotta remember, the Giants scored 0 points against the Cardinals. Eli Manning looked like a mess. The Redskins' defense is formidable, which would be why I'm taking the Redskins. Next game, Packers-Lions, meaningless, but it does. Actually, yes, it is quite meaningless. Give me the Lions. I like the Lions in that game. Just because Aaron Rodgers isn't playing. 49ers, Rams. I like the Rams in that game. That's going to be a huge game because it matters for seeding. Because you would have the Saints playing the Falcons again and the Rams playing the Panthers. I would probably favor the Saints in a third matchup against Atlanta or Carolina. Much less Carolina than Atlanta, but I still would favor the Saints against either of those two wild card teams. The Rams, people just aren't sure about them. I'm a little more sure than most, but there's question marks with the experience. You know, I don't see where there's too many question marks, but they're there. Next game, Cardinals, Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks, but what meaning does that have? None. And then Bears, Vikings. I like the Vikings in that game. Unless they bench their starters. Of course, if they bench their starters, it still doesn't matter. And they still have the second place. It doesn't matter. The only thing that could change that is the Panthers-Falcons game. That game has the most meaning in the NFC. Titans-Jaguars has the most meaning in the AFC for the playoffs, as far as playoffs go. Yeah, so that's that. Let's get into our wild card discussion. Ravens at Chiefs. I like the Ravens in that game. The Ravens are just a different team in the playoffs. They have been, as much as they've been there at times since we've seen them in there. They're always a different team when they hit. Every time. I don't know. Nobody knows why their defense is still going to be. I expect the Ravens to win that game in an upset. Plus, I just don't know about the Chiefs. I just don't. Our next game would be Titans at the Jaguars. That's a toss-up for me. I'm taking the Jaguars in that game, though. We just know the Titans they're just a math team, even if they make the playoffs here. They're an 8-8 team. They're average, slightly under average. You could argue that. For our NFC side, Falcons, Rams, excuse me. I like the Rams in that matchup. I'm, of course, obviously not showing favoritism there. The Rams are just a better all-around team with a better offensive coordinator. Steve Sarkisian isn't good this year. We'll see what happens next year, what kind of improvements they make. But this year, they just think there's not that good enough to make a run for that divisional round. And then our next one is Panthers at Saints. I like the Saints in this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina pulled the upset. Cam Newton would be the main reason, I think, because he's up and I would say he's gonna be he's always so up and down, too up and down for my desire. But still, I'm taking the New Orleans Saints in that divisional round. Ravens, Patriots. I'm picking the Patriots, but I see where people would say there's upset alert there. And then Steelers, Jaguars. Yikes! I like the Steelers in this one, but I've read a stat that I keep in mind when I pick the Steelers. But I'm gonna stick with it. Eagles, Saints. I like the Saints in this one. Drew Brees is just a better quarterback than Nick Foles, and they have a better run game, a better pass attack with Drew Brees, the Eagles do with Nick Foles, or I think they will, and by that time. And Rams, Vikings. I like the Rams in this game. They're not going to lose to the Vikings twice. And the reason being is the fact you have to keep in mind the Rams are a better team than what they were against the Vikings. They just are. They've learned their lessons, I think. And I'm going to pick them against the Vikings. And Case Keenum. I've always said Case Keenum is the reason why the Vikings won't make it to the Super Bowl. Could that change? Yeah. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I just wouldn't pick it. So I like the Rams, even how good the Vikings defense is. Conference championships, Patriots, Steelers. I like the Patriots for obvious reasons. The fact that they've already played, they've already beat them, they're already under some adversity. The James Harrison addition is huge. It's bigger than what people make it out to be. It really is, because James Harrison brings a lot to that team that they didn't have. Pass rush, they needed pass rush, they got it. I'm taking the Patriots in that game. Next game, Saints, Rams. I like the Saints in this game. It's the same thing. It's the experience. There's not a whole lot of explanation. I think this would be a really, really good game, a really close game. But Jared Goff, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about him yet. I wouldn't pick him in a game like this right now. Of course, that could change once they play that Vikings defense, if that's how it seeds, which is how I'm predicting it to seed. And then let's go to the Super Bowl. Patriots, Saints. I have the Saints in this game. I know the past two NFC champions, the NFC South champions, have been in the Super Bowl. They both lost, but I still stand by what I say. Tom Brady's going to win the MVP. We all know that. We know it's coming. Might as well face it. So, with that being said, remember the last team to go back-to-back. That doesn't happen often, but it's happening here, I think. Unless the Steelers upset them, that's happening. I just don't see the Jaguars. They're not there yet, in my opinion. I would be shocked. I would literally be shocked if the Jaguars upset the Patriots. Not the Steelers, but the Patriots. I think it's a toss-up between the Jaguars and Steelers, because the Jaguars, their defense changes the game. It changes everything. I think that first game was a huge momentum builder. They know they can hold this team back. They know they have this team's number right now this season. They could very well upset them, but I'm not gonna pick it. That's why I say it could be close against the Steelers, but the Patriots are just the Patriots. I just can't envision the Jaguars being in the Super Bowl. That's why I'm not gonna pick it. Is it possible with their defense? Yes, defense wins championships, but I'm just not there yet. We'll see what happens out there in the off-season, because this team into the next season, there could be dangerous. This team could be very dangerous, depending on what happens in New England. And of course, the Pittsburgh situation. If Big Ben retires, then the Jaguars could be your skid team in the AFC. Especially if Blake Bortles continues to be a little more consistent and the defense is this good. I like the Jaguars. That's the second best option next season if Big Ben or somebody major retires. And of course, I would think the Ravens would take over that division for a little while. But yeah, I have the Saints winning because of Tom Brady's I think he's going to win the MVP. The MVP doesn't win Super Bowl. How often do you see a back-to-back? I thought the last back-to-back I thought was going to happen was the Patriots, and it did not happen. Or about the Seahawks, excuse me, and it did not happen. Something went wrong in the fourth quarter. I just think the Saints will win Drew Brees' second Super Bowl, which will be the most shocking thing this season. Nobody would have thought the Saints would have won the Super Bowl. Nobody before the season started. We all knew the Patriots were probably going to be there. They're probably still going to be there. I stay firm by that. The Patriots will probably be there unless the Steelers upset them, which I don't think. The James Harrison thing is huge. It's bigger than people make it out to be. And if the seating switches, like if the Seahawks do make the playoffs, I'm not going to say anything different because I still believe the Rams are a better team than the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams are better than either of those teams in my opinion. And I don't think it's even really that close. As we saw the other week, nobody wants to see the Rams and the Seahawks play again because the Rams smacked the Seahawks, literally. Nobody wants to see that again. It might not be as ugly, but it's still going to happen again. And I think the Falcons have a chance to turn on their offense at any time, especially what we saw last season. And they have turned it on this season. They have. Believe it or not, they have a couple of times. That's why I definitely like the Falcons over the Seahawks for that wild card position. And that game against the Falcons probably costed them their season, their chances, any chance if they had it. And drama's going to probably start in Seattle. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Of course, we'll have an End Zone podcast tomorrow, 8 Eastern. Myself, Eric, and probably John will be there. Who knows if he'll be there? He might be asleep. We'll be there to talk AFC shape-up. Who will win these games and who's going to make the playoffs? We'll discuss that. We'll discuss our picks for the games mainly. That'll be like we always do. And that'll be pretty much it. And then we may not do a post-game or post-week show. We might end up doing something else. We might immediately go into playoff form, playoff mentality, playoff fashion. Excited for it. Hope you are. This will be fun playoffs. And we will round up the season, the regular season tomorrow, on the End Zone podcast. Exciting stuff. We're gonna have all kinds of previews. Well, not all kinds, but a couple previews. On a couple previews on the End Zone podcast of the NFC playoffs and the AFC playoff. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing yet. Check out our website, brosportsfandom.com. Oh gosh.